As I pour this coffee, YouTube, what's going on? Back at it. Today's video will be about celebrities wearing masks. Yes. And you know where celebrities usually reside and hang out and where they're part of? Hollywood. Hollywood, as I like to call it. Okay? We all know this. You know, if you're a coffee drinker, you know on my channel, you know how I do. Everybody think that Hollywood is a glamorous place. They think it's all glitz and glamour. They think you're going to be just drinking champagne and, wow, I can act. It's not even that. Half the time, you don't even have to have talent, you know, to be an actor in Hollywood, okay? As long as you're willing to do all type of things and be told and basically controlled, you could be in Hollywood. But y'all remember Randy Jackson. We're going to talk about him first. Like I said, the masks are off, so to speak, all right? And he's from American Idol. He was one of the judges along with Paula Abdul, Ryan Seacrest, and Simon Cowell. This show probably came up back in the early 2000s, and people were on there trying to win so they could become like the next American Idol, win a record deal, and then just try to be a star or whatever. But anyway, this is the way that Randy Jackson used to look. You know, he's be on there saying, dude, and you know what I'm saying? You know, that's how he used to talk. And this is the size that he was, which was pretty unhealthy, you know? I'm not trying to make fun of anybody that's overweight, and please don't get offended if you're this size. I'm just saying, anybody knows that this is not healthy. And he did lose weight. And when I see people that lose weight that I know, they usually look good. His weight loss at first looked okay, but now it does not look regular. Look at this. Look at him. Do you think that's Randy Jackson? Look at that face. It doesn't even look real. His hair doesn't look real. His skin, nothing. Nothing about this look real. I never even knew he dressed like that. I mean, he look old as fuck now. He almost look like a real old Raj, you know, from Cooley High. Raj from What's Happening, but he played Preach on Cooley High. You know what I'm talking about. Just look at him. That's not a real person. And why would they be using AI? You know, why can't they use him? Because that's not real. Look at him. Does that look real? Look at his eyes. Ain't no life in him. It just, I don't really know what to say. Just it looks sick, you know. And here's somebody else that was from American Idol. Like I said, it was Ryan Seacrest, Paula Abdul, you know, Randy Jackson, and then it was, yeah, Ryan Seacrest. I did mention him, right? This is how he used to look. You know, look at the shape of his hair. Look at his hair. Look at the shape of his face, all right? And you can lose weight, but it's not going to change. I've seen where losing weight, you know, can make your head look bigger, but not like this. This is like his face is like his head is a different shape now. It's not bigger. It's bigger like this as far as the forehead up top, but everything else is like a small like his face is like downward now. Completely different from the previous picture I showed you. We all know Ryan Seacrest didn't look like this. Now I know everybody's using that Ozempic, you know, especially in Hollywood they're using it and it's starting to get that face people used to get back in the day when people were sick from that stuff, that the 4-letter thing they claimed people were passing away from years ago. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Super duper skinny and unhealthy. But, you know, he's not the only one. I know y'all remember the movie Hangover. Okay? The movie was funny as hell. That's something we all watched back in the day. And Bradley Cooper, that's him right there with the sunglasses on his shirt, with the blue shirt to the left. That was him. That's him. I'm sorry, not that was. That's him on there, all right? That's how he used to look. And this is him from that time, you know, still young. I know this was back earlier, you know, back then. He was still young. I'm not saying that people don't age. We know we all age. But this is how we looked back then. You know, he is a handsome guy. I always say this our boy because he played on Nip Tuck, where he was on there doing some weird shit when he was trying to give himself fellatio. You know, it was so funny. I swear it was funny as hell, that episode. Go check it out if you got Nip Tuck or want to watch it. But Nip Tuck was funny as hell. But, yeah. As you see here, you know, he was still young. And like I said, I know people get older. His hair still looks regular. His skin looks normal there. Hair still looks normal there. Skin looks pretty normal there. You know, he still looks like Bradley Cooper. When you see him, you're like, that's Bradley Cooper. You're not really suspicious at that picture. But today, if you see this, when I seen this, I got scared. I said, wait a minute, you know, I know he getting older, but like, damn, like that? Because I know he not that old. You know, he got to be in his, he probably about, I think he 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here, this is nuts. Like this dude used to be attractive. Bradley Cooper used to be attractive. Now look at him like he's scared. Like that, does that look like him? I told you the masks are off. Do you think that's a mask or do you think that's real? Because that's not plastic surgery. Come on. How does he look like this and see it's already always trying to be slick? Why is that 3 behind his ear? I know why. Because they're always trying to be slick. Look at him. His face got bigger. Look at that hair. Look. I mean, just look at the hair. Look at the facial hair. It's almost like, because at his age, he would be more. Okay, I do see a little bit of gray in there, but still, it's not real. I don't think it's real. I think it's a mask. I think he's masking it up. And then we have Zac Efron. Look how handsome he was when he was younger. I know we can't always say, looking so youthful, and, have the smooth skin and, wrinkless face and all that. I know that won't last forever. I know that. It's not even, it's not necessary either. Look, handsome guy. If I was younger and I was a teenager and I was single, of course I would have, he probably would have been one of my crushes if I was younger. Like how we had crushes when we were younger as teenagers. Yeah, he probably would have been one of my crushes. You know what I'm saying? Very handsome. And I'm just saying, once again, I know that we age and we can't stay youthful forever, but Zac Efron is not an older guy. He's not old at all. He's still young and he's still youthful. And it's okay to have, sometimes your face may look fatter. Sometimes your face, a lot of people be thinking that these people be, getting plastic surgery or, be getting Botox or, injections that's gone bad, but that's not it, Now right here, in the case, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is the case. I ain't gonna say that's not it all the time. A lot of times that is the case. And right here, you can start seeing where he was starting to get bigger, physically, as well as his face. See, it was starting to change right there. Look at his mouth and his chin. Look at his chin check. That was different. And this right here is when I said, what the because his lips do not look the way they used to. His lips right there look like he has collagen in there. I know he's dyeing his hair. You know what I'm saying? Something around his eyes don't look natural anymore. You know what I mean? And this just blew my mind. Now, I'm not sure if this right here on 2025 is superimposed somehow, because that does not look like him at all. Do y'all think that you can actually look like this naturally without a mask or something? If I was to bet any money, hell no. Not naturally at all. Something right there. Maybe it's not a mask. I'm just saying. It's weird to me. Anyway. Thank you for watching this video. If you have got this far, I appreciate you. If you didn't get that far, I still appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, can you please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and please leave a comment down below. I thank you. And can you please watch my previous video I did called Pastors or Pimps? It's very good. I promise you, you're probably going to laugh your ass off. And at the same time, it's probably going to open your mind if you're closed-minded about these pastors. All right? Thank you for watching. Mwah.